Niners! Bam. Got to talk some more 49ers football. Hey, did you see? Kendrick Bourne, the dude never fails to entertain. How many guys have arrived in Nashville, Tennessee? There's Kendrick, man, doing a video. Because Kendrick's our only, reporters aren't allowed. This time last year, reporters aren't allowed to go out and join the guys for these sessions, right? Because it's just not, I don't know what the ruling is. But this is that time of year where we can't wait to get these little tidbits of going in and out of camp to keep us up to date as to what's going on, who's making progress, who's failing, who's doing great, who's doing whatever, right? Whatever Kyle Shanahan's talking about, whatever's going on. So we don't even get the midweek. We get the midweek conferences with the press every now and then they miss. You know. So there's Kendrick with his videos, right? This one is made for meme, though, man. They're clowning. Dante Pettis was in the car, by the way. There was Jimmy G in the car. The only thing that bothered me about that video was that in the airport, all right, there was I think that was Poindexter wasn't wearing a mask. These guys, no matter what, you got to protect yourself, especially you've got to maintain your health between now and September. Because it's already bad enough as it's going now. Things are getting set back. COVID is still moving in because if we haven't got through the first wave, now we're getting a spike in cases, Tim, and I knew it was going to happen. Anyway, they can't catch this, okay? God. Anyway, let's get off that nasty subject, which bothers me. Headline is this: Kyle Shanahan, Robert Saleh, and all your favorite 49ers coaches are using this added delay from hands-on training sessions to further hammer home some of the more difficult concepts of their respective playbooks and the virtual classroom training sessions. With Shanahan's playbook, man, Shanahan's playbook's like you got to go to night school for like 6 months, man. A high IQ was already needed to begin with. Coach talks about how he's driving various points home better with the added time, and that it could be advantageous for the 49ers coming up in the upcoming season. Because as you and I both know, let's go over a few details here before we get into it. The only get-together Kyle is having with the guys right now is over video tech during their soon-to-be-completed off-season program. Teams around the NFL aren't able to work on the physical aspects of installing their offense and defenses this spring, as you already know, but they are taking advantage of this rare opportunity to spend more time teaching and discussing their systems. Albeit unwanted, it is what it is. You might as well take advantage of it, right? Coach Shanahan spoke recently about the luxury of being able to take a deep dive into game film and the pages of his playbook. Can you imagine our guys sitting there? Because, these guys are probably like high energy, kind of high strung. You got to sit there and pay attention and listen and learn. And yeah, you're a ball player. You got to learn the playbook and stuff like that, but you still want to get out there and hit something, man. Run around, explode, do crazy things. But we can kind of appreciate this because when you got lemonades, make you some lemonade, baby. Just don't put that vodka in there, man. This is Shanahan has many options built into each play to account for any tactic the defense deploys. See, we've always known this. That's what I've said about Shanahan's offense. They're not just out there running plays that can't be altered a little bit according to the defense. This is what I've always enjoyed about Shanahan. If you think you got him figured out on defense, no, think again. He's got an option for that too. Like, how they say, well, whatever you need, they've got an app for that. Shanahan, whatever defense you've got, he's got an option for that. This offseason providing Shanahan and his staff a greater opportunity to meticulously go through the details. And Shanahan said, quote, "It's been awesome to go through all the cut-ups with the guys, to be able to just watch game tape with the guys, to be able to have an hour and a half meeting where I only talk about one play." Can you imagine? I keep on imagining that because I keep on imagining myself sitting there. Ron? Coach, I heard it. Hey, go ahead, ask. I'm ready, man. Whatever question you got, I got the answer. So you can't doze off, man. hour and a half on one play. Can you imagine? Now, he goes on to say, now I showed that play 60 different ways, and we go through all the variations of it, but I've never been able to do that. See, I'm telling you, family, this team is going to be so ready when it comes. He goes on to say, usually I've got to talk about 10 plays in that hour and a half. What sticks when you talk about 10 plays? Not a damn thing. He does say not very much, but you know, if you've ever played, when coaches roll through things like that, you can't stop. Coach, I don't really get this part here. Okay, you do that, and everybody, come on, man. That's the way it is. Unquote. You know what's becoming more and more scary, fam? Training camps around the NFL are tentatively scheduled to open in late July. But there are no guarantees that will occur due to concerns about spreading COVID-19. It looks like baseball is moving their time. You see, I wanted to see baseball, but baseball, they insist that they have fans. They don't want to play with empty stadiums. So that's going to be the thing with them. If we do see baseball, get excited because that means fans are coming in. That means it's an outdoor venue. It's like they said, as long as you're not doing a lot of indoor activities, you're probably better off. You're outside, baseball, football, you're outside. NBA, I'm sorry, man. You guys got to play outside on the playgrounds or something. Anyway, repeated mental training has taken the place of the physical repetitions during the offseason so far. Meanwhile, Richard Sherman said the added meeting time and discussions about defensive coordinator Robert Saleh's system has provided the young players with a greater understanding of the scheme. Typically, when young players go to the practice field in the off seasons, they might not have been afforded the opportunity to fully know what they're supposed to do. Sherman said he has witnessed his teammates gain on improved understanding of the defense, which is so important. That gives you a leg up on everybody. You know, now that everybody else is boning up on their systems, you know, it almost becomes a stalemate. But when you do it in Kyle Shanahan's system, it puts everybody else at a disadvantage. Sherman's further quoted saying, there's been a ton of growth for guys and a ton of growth within the nuances of the defense and the nuances of coverage. You kind of gloss over so many things because you're moving so fast. You just want to get to the next thing, get to the next thing. See, I'm telling you, get to football and on the field stuff. You know, Coach, I get it. Let's get busy. I'm going to ask you two questions. If you don't answer them, I'm going to ask you for 75,000 push-ups. How about that? Okay. All right, you got me now. Go ahead. What'd you say? Because everybody thinks they know what they're doing. Playbooks are not fun. He goes on to say, I think this time everyone has to step back and slow it down and take your time so guys are learning more and more, understanding more than they ever have. I like that too, because what if Kyle or Robert Saleh, for that, what if they had a little extra time to make sure that Mosley knew his assignment during the Super Bowl? Does Tyreek Hill make that play? Because quite frankly, Mosley has the athleticism to cover Tyreek Hill. There ain't no doubt about it. The only reason Hill shook Mosley is because Mosley made a mistake. What if he didn't make that mistake? What if the added moments that Kendrick Bourne ran a couple plays wrong? What if he took a little extra time to really absorb what he's doing? This goes throughout the lineup because everybody's not juice with a Harvard education. You take a little longer time to comprehend. So, you know, this is really going to be a plus. Because the 49ers, as far as continuity goes, and having a lot of players who took a lot of snaps already that are going to come back and hit the field running this season, we have a huge advantage that they're already pointing to. And they're saying the 49ers are at a huge advantage over the rest of the league, and especially within our division. Oh, we are so many levels above every team in our division. See, that's why you can look forward to us just killing the NFC West. Now, for the rest of the league, the Kansas City Chiefs, they're pretty much on the same page as we are. The Buffalo Bills, surprisingly, have got a lot of guys. Their continuity is going to be nice, too, coming in next year. And this is why when you sign guys like Jimmy Ward and all those other guys that we save money on, not signing DeForest Buckner, we don't have to go out and get a whole lot of new guys to cover all these places that we probably would have had to go get some cheap guys or draft guys in order to be able to fill those voids. I'm telling you, man, I can't. There's so many things falling into place. If we could just get COVID the hell up out of here. Oh, where were we now? Hey, Ronbo Sport. Hey, Justin's back. Hey, Justin, back from surgery. Justin, you didn't say anything about needing surgery. Would you get a toenail? I mean, an ingrown toenail or something? What? Okay, well, good. Yeah, you means you recovered. Okay. And thanks for that contribution to Tom West. Thanks, Tom. I like that cheer. Yeah. And Tony Tone said 14-2. Ronbo, write it down for me. I'm going to do it too. Tony Tone said 14-2, so I can give you props later on after a while. Avatar Singh says, hey, cannot wait for the football activities to start. Go Niners. Matt S says, hey, shout out from Bend, Oregon, and go Niners. Yes. Oh, let me get my ears on. Hey, Phil. Come on in, Phil.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hey. Well, Phil, I was just looking at some of the, because there's not, you got to find that silver lining in everything right now because you were getting so much bad news, except for yesterday when Kyle got signed. But, they're setting dates back. It was going to be July. Now they're saying late July is when the guy's going to get back on the field. So they're going to be learning a lot between now and then. But, Phil, what are you thinking?
I think since we have a veteran team, I think it advantage us. We've got our coaching staff completely back. We didn't lose anybody.
Yeah.
We've got pretty much the team, other than the guys who were drafted this year, is veterans.
Not many.
And there's a couple of guys like Kinlaw and Ayuk and those guys that need to learn the system. But for the most part, it's just a few guys, and the rest of them have been in the locker room, have been in the have studied the playbook for years.
Mm-hmm.
This is advantage us.
Yeah,
I look at it as a positive. So, let's go. I mean, but in the NFC West, I'm looking at Seattle. They're pretty much a veteran team.
Got a lot of new bodies, though.
Yeah, a few new bodies, a few more than we do, but obviously, yeah. But their coaching staff is pretty, is secure there, and I think Arizona gets hurt the worst in the NFC. The Rams, they've got a few new players, but not a whole lot. So I think the NFC West is going to be competitive no matter what. I mean.
Yeah. Did you see Jared Goff, though?
So,
Goff thinks they have an advantage. I don't understand. Something's wrong with him. Anyway, but go ahead.
He's got some new wide receivers there, but Brandon Cooks is gone, and so he's got to learn some guys. But I think we've got the advantage in the NFC West. I look at teams like Tampa Bay. I think they're going to have a hard time. New quarterback, new system, everything like that.
And how do you think Tom's going to do in that system? That's the thing, because everybody suspects that it's going to be a 49ers, or a lot of people, 49ers versus Tampa Bay for that finale going into the Super Bowl. I think, really? I don't know. I don't see Tampa Bay.
When you look at Tom Brady's last year at New England, he wasn't exactly tearing it up.
I know. And they blamed it on his receivers.
To end the season. So I expecting Tom Brady to tear it up. I just don't think he will.
He needs Belichick. He needs that system. And he's been there for too many years. I wish we would see
them. He needs that
Phil.
Defense.
Yeah.
He needs that defense.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I really wish we could play. Somehow, though, I want to see 49ers play Tampa Bay. Even if it's not in a playoff capacity. Can we please play them?
And we got the Saints. That's going to be tough enough, in that division. So, the Saints are good. And they're going to be our competition.
Yeah, they're going to be
and I don't see Dallas or Philly or any of those teams competing with us. I think it's us and the Saints, to me.
And Philly just lost one of their best guards. Can you imagine, Phil?
Yeah.
Even when you're fully stocked at offensive line, you're going to have trouble with the 49ers defense anyway. So if you got one of your premier guys out, that's not going to be good.
And we got Philly here, so, hopefully we get to go to the games. No, that's the big question is, what are we going to do? I mean, what's going to happen? So
I know.
time will only tell as we get more and more people out amongst people and figure out what's going on here. But the fact of the matter is most people that are young aren't
They're not
susceptible
catching
to
this.
this. Yeah,
I was just
it's mostly 75 years and older that are actually dying.
in the nursing homes.
I would almost hope that the whole team catches it, get over it, and then they got the immune system. And
Hope you would think the antibodies and everything. I know, right? God.
yeah,
There's plenty of time because it's not going to kill them.
Yeah.
I bet it's not. So
I mean, for these guys, they're in such good physical shape. It's
And
not
then
going
there's
to
that.
hurt them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't know. I
know we got some wishes we shouldn't be
we
wishing.
got too much time on our hands thinking about this stuff. That's the problem.
No, dang it. And the news is just raging every few minutes about COVID this, COVID that. Oh gosh. So yeah.
But I think the advantage for the Niners, with Kyle's mind going on and going over the the game
over and over.
In front of these players and in a classroom setting, they're probably learning so much that other teams aren't going to learn that much. They're a more physical team than they are a mental team, and I think Kyle's going to train these guys to learn the playbook, and it's going to be our advantage.
Hey,
this is our advantage.
Brilliance over brawn, and then we got a combination of the two. Phil, that's devastation. Phil, glad you got in tonight. I'll see you at the end of the week. We're already getting that way now.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, appreciate you,
Hey,
Phil.
you take care.
You too.
Don't catch anything.
I know,
except for a football.
Yeah, because dollar bill, Phil. Night, Phil.
All right, man. Take care. Thanks.
Look, Phil's chill pill.
Right.
That's right. Night, Phil. Alex, is it Meg? Is that Dermot? Diamond. Is that Diamond? Yeah, without the M. Alex, thanks, Alex. I'm here and ready to talk. Ronbo, let's get it, man. Yes, Alex. What's it? We got on the phone. I heard a voice.
Hey, what's up, man?
Oh,
Can you hear me, bud?
Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's get somebody's on the phone's not supposed to be, I think. Okay, but hey, remember, when you call in, just leave yourself on mute. We'll take it from there. We do it by on turns if you're new. Okay. Okay. Guerrero Monquias. 17-0. You see, that's why I love when people say 17-0, because that means you went beyond. 17, actually, you need 19. 17-0, I'm going to Texas. What do you want me to say to Dak or to Jerry Jones? Tell Dak to stop asking for more money than he's worth, and tell Jerry Jones to keep tearing that organization down. It's been tearing down ever since he got rid of Jimmy Johnson. He's never recovered. He's never learned, and the Cowboys are still strange. This just in. Justin!
Speaking of Jerry Jones, man, that thing's going to fall apart. You see the comments he made? He's like, I'm not going to allow anybody to whatever. But, I'm not going to go political on this. But, you have your players. And then speaking of that, the COVID thing, man, I saw Sean Dexter, man. I was like, really, dude?
Right.
Wear a damn mask, man.
Right?
Man, wear a damn mask.
Everybody.
Ezekiel Elliott just has a positive for COVID-19.
Yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott for the Cowboys. The
other day,
and a few other Texans players.
So the Texans, they got players that caught it. Texas is just getting a little crazy with it right now, anyway. But there's no excuse. He's on my team. Hey, Sean, what are you doing, man? What? Put the mask on. Okay, I don't want to holler at you, man. But I'm telling you, God dang. Don't mess with this.
It's for everybody's safety. Everybody thinks it's a joke, but when I went to surgery, man, I had to wear a mask. I did not want to, but I had to wear a mask, and it was a simple surgery for eye surgery. So
okay,
I had to wear a mask. Yeah,
it's a way of life right now, until they get us as soon as they come up with a a vaccine, okay, fine. Go back to what we were doing. But in the meantime, come on. So, it'll be over.
Trust me, there's 2 weeks off of work. I'm so glad because I don't have to wear a mask. But trust me, I have to wear it, man.
It sucks, especially in warm weather. Wearing a mask is yuck.
Oh, it does. Oh my God. But I saw yesterday because it was a funny short. So I got surgery around 11:30.
Right.
11:30 morning, and I woke up around 3. And my father was like, I heard him like laughing and wake. He's like, yes. And I was like, what's going on? He's like, oh, 49ers. I'll tell you later. Should go back to sleep. I'm like, all right. I didn't wake up until like 9, maybe till like 2 in the morning. 2 in the morning. I was like, I'm still kind of confused. I see Twitter blowing up. Some people are mad. Some people are like, and I'm over like, what's going on? I might think something big happened. Like one of our players got tested positive, Nah, Shanahan, you got a 6-year deal, man. I was like, yay, man. And I don't understand what some people are upset. And I listened to the show yesterday. Some people had some positive things to say. Some people had some negative things to say. Well, I will say the difference between Harbaugh and Shanahan is Harbaugh was when he was hired, he already had a loaded roster. They just needed the right coach. He was the right coach at that time. Mm-hmm. Shanahan rebuilt the team. That team had Brian Hoyer at quarterback and Rod Streeter as a number 2 as a number 2 receiver.
No, you're talking about Streeter was with Chip Kelly.
Well, he still was on the previous team when Shanahan came in. He still was on the team.
No,
he was still on the team. I think so.
Streeter, they cut him then. Because I can name the receivers from Shanahan's first year. It was Marquise Goodwin, Pierre Garçon, Trent Taylor. Yeah, he didn't make it. I thought he should have, though. I thought Streeter had talent, and maybe Shanahan should be able to use him. But for some reason, he can't stay in the league. I don't know why. I thought he was a pretty good player.
Yeah. Well, Garçon's last season because he hasn't played a snap since. And you have Marquise, who's playing good. They had Trent Taylor, who was really, really good.
And that was then
you started question mark. The offensive line was garbage.
Yeah.
The running back was Sean Jerome, I think. Sean Jerome Crow's hired was our running back at that time.
You're still with Chip Kelly's year.
Am I? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so
because we had Carlos Hyde and Matty B in Shannon's first year.
There you go. Carlos Hyde and there you go. Yep, Matty B. So we had those two, and we did not know what Matty B was until Shanahan got a hold of him and made him out to like one of the top running backs for that team. So Shanahan rebuilt that team. I don't understand why everybody's getting mad when he rebuilt that team, because without Shanahan, man, I don't know how far this team would go.
No, we'd be still crying and complaining, especially if Trent Baalke's still the GM, not knowing which players to pick.
Can you imagine if we got Josh McDaniels as our head coach? Because remember, we were at first. We said we were going to go after McDaniels, and then McDaniels said no, and then we went to Shanahan.
It was a good move. I wanted Shanahan in the first place. There was two schools, McDaniel versus Shanahan, and Josh jumped up. My family likes it out here. Shut up, Josh, you wimp. You know what? You're making these promises. What if you would have screwed us up? I would have, like he did with Indy. He said, Indy, I'm coming over, man. I'm your dude. And then look what he did to him. He needed to be smacked.
That was messed up.
God.
That was messed up.
So,
messed up. Something you don't do in football is you backstab. And he did that. He's pretty much blackballed from coaching hires because of what he did to Indianapolis. They're like, oh, heck no. What'd you do in Indianapolis? Oh, hell no.
Oh, man, I wouldn't hire Josh McDaniels, man. He's the last coach standing. And he may be a good offensive coach, but I think it has a lot to do with Belichick. Just like Phil said about Tom being – and he doesn't have Belichick now. What's he going to do? So,
Now, I want to ask you something because this is the first – this kept popping up on my Twitter and my Facebook and, all of my social media. I felt like it was a troll, but then I saw like they were actually fans. They're like, man, we hired someone who lost 2 Super Bowls who blew a 20-3 lead, now 20-10 lead. I'm over like, y'all really still blaming him for that, aren't you? Like,
Yeah, no.
what?
You got to realize a lot of guys have very shallow perception, and they can't really distinguish between anything more than just what they see and how that interprets it in his mind. How stupid is it to look at that after going from 2-14, 6 to 13-3? It's one step at a time to get there. Okay, you lost the Super Bowl, but you got to the Super Bowl. And in the way you lost, didn't have enough to me to say it was totally Shanahan's fault. See, that's what I'm saying. I've stopped arguing with those people because I get all upset, and then I feel bad for getting upset afterward because don't let those people pull your strings because it's a dumbass. So anyway, Shanahan.
It's just maddening to think about, like, you know, I understand why everybody's come from. But Bill Walsh, he was successful when he first came in. He had some two terrible seasons. And from what my dad told me. Like,
real quick, because we got to pull up. I just realized we've been going too long.
Yeah,
we got to go, Justin.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're back. Though I told you on Twitter too. So
yeah,
let's see you this weekend.
I got one more surgery. I got one more surgery coming up on Monday for my right eye. So
ooh,
that's cool.
All right,
yeah.
You'll be all right. Yeah.
Cataracts. Yeah, hopefully. Man, I just want this. I just really want this. I really want to see it now because I'm here with one eye right now. We're struggling over here.
You'll be okay. It'll be over before you know it. You'll be right back to normal. All right, fam. See you this weekend if you get a chance.
All right. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Trey. Stop being a Kirk Cousins lover. Bye.
Well, anyway, Justin. I saw Trey blocking people yesterday too. Sorry, Justin. And, James, come on in, James. James. Hey, Guero, I see you, man. Oh, for sure. Thanks, Guero. I tell you, them Dallas Cowboys, it's a constant source of entertainment. All right. Anyway, okay, here we go. Christopher Hengler. Thanks, Chris. Keep the positive conversation going. Thanks for the outlet. 49ers preseason. Can't wait. One love. P.S. Are sports ever going to start besides the WWE? Chris. You know, this is why I keep myself in the 49ers red and gold cloud. I don't want to look at reality. And fam, you know, I'll just, since we're on the subject, there is a lightweight possibility that the Santa Clara administration is not budging. California's already seeing spike. Damn it. And so, you know what? I don't know, but I don't want to believe. No! Alex, come on in, man.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey. Alex, man, I'm saying, like, we're talking about keeping it positive. And I'm looking at the 49ers. If nothing else, Alex, our dudes are going to know one of the most complicated offenses better than ever before. And you know what, Alex, you know what that means for the rest of the NFL? If all of our guys fully understand what they're doing out there and able to just be able to execute on every play perfectly, there is no team in NFL that's going to stop them. So I got to love that. Anyway, what do you think?
Hey, man, I think if you let's just look at the evidence and the facts that, you know, the tape that we've seen. We've led the league in injuries, and all of our backups have played, you know, up before last year admirably, and last year our backups played really well, and a lot of them had never played in a starting capacity.
True, very true.
There are a lot of rookies, a lot of unproven young players, people, you know, who are coming from, you know. I can't remember if it's Brunskill or
XFL. That's Brunskill, yeah. He's one of them.
Brunskill ain't been playing in school, didn't play. And they came right in the first matchup they had, you know, primetime games, and they played well. You know, They had to do some maneuvering of the scheme a little bit and adjustments, but hey, that's what happens when you got a young team. You got to make adjustments and use what you got, not trying to make something out of what you don't got.
And give that glory to that coaching staff too. Those guys are good.
Yeah, and that's you know, that's just we we see how much Kyle invests in preparation. And he doesn't just take his time and throw it all in the third stringers. He throws all of his time to the team. He makes everybody understand that, you know, at any given time, we could be 1 through 3 and on to our 4th string, whoever. It's just the reality of the business. And with how fast the game is now, with, you know, the fact that there's a lot of priority now because, you know, NFL players low key they're trying to secure those guaranteed contracts, you know, be the first of their position, you know, because it's starting to become a reality that, you know, the NFL might be paying out these guaranteed contracts because players, you know, they will go somewhere that will, at bare minimum, if not a guaranteed contract, more guaranteed money.
Absolutely. It's a big,
you know, it's people, careers are short in the NFL, and, you know, that's just the way it is. And we've seen that with DeForest Buckner. He wanted more money. We let him go. It is what it is. But, you know, this year, I think, going back to your question or I think our rookies are going to come out in practice, you know, in our training camps or whatever we have. They're going to be showing some speed because they're going to know their role. They're going to know their job. They're going to know their assignments. I think we have the best, you know, person in preparation in creating, you know, versatility within each position to fit the attributes of all the players we got. And with this year we kind of went all in on our rookies because we didn't have very many picks. So we tried to get, you know, players we really liked, obviously. And from the sounds of it, we got everybody we wanted. So what does that mean now? You know what I mean? What does that mean for the evolution of the Kyle Shanahan offense? And that's something to be super excited for.
It is. And I love, I just want to underline that point a little bit, Alex, because you know what? Everybody else pretty much has a good idea. They've been in that playbook for a couple of years, for the most part, everybody on the defensive side, except for maybe 2 or 3 guys. And on the offensive side, we got a few rookies. Kyle gets to spend a little extra time with them. In fact, Kyle doesn't even have to talk to Jimmy. Jimmy can hold classes by himself, him and Mullins, to one side. And while they're out there running routes, he can focus on the rookies. Can you imagine at the level? That's a great point. Our rookies are going to come in at a level above what they normally would if we were just starting a rookie season right now with them in preseason games and all that stuff, where it's hurry up, get ready, hurry up. This is a plus. It's an absolute plus.
You know, and the cool thing about this, Ronbo, is, you know, we got Jalen Hurd and Jennings, the rookie. They're pretty much the same size. They're huge and they're big. You know, they're tall and they're big, and they play like a running back. You know, they go up for them contested catches. Hurd especially will try to hit you with that Tyson hook. You know, he's trying to knock you out, and I'm excited to see that. You know, and the cool thing is with Kyle Shanahan, man, is you never know what you're gonna get. You really don't. Like, you know, you're gonna get the ball. You know, you're gonna get the ball ran down your throat. You know, for opposing teams, but there's little nuances that he does because he changes things on a fly where he says, all right, you know, when they do this and go in this coverage, do this for this, you know, for the next couple plays. And it looks the same. It all looks the same. That's what he's known for, is that the defenses feel like it's one thing and then it looks like what they're thinking, and then boom, it's completely different. 60 touchdown up the sideline.
That's it, Alex. You know what? Everything usually, when Kyle Shanahan's offense is running at its peak, it's all about play action. Run game, passing game, everything comes out of the PA. That's why, you know, we're going to see that this year. Alex, we're going to go. I'm going to see you this weekend, huh? Good stuff. Hey,
I got 2 seconds for one last thing. I kind of want to play back on your Mullins take. You know how Kyle Shanahan is getting kind of he's got to get ready to let go of the coordinators. Mullins is kind of like a low-key coordinator because he knows the offense so well that you know what I mean. He's teaching all these. He's the guy that can relay a lot of these, you know, in-play things.
Absolutely. That's why I said Jimmy and Nick could take a handful of guys with them, and Kyle can focus on the guys that are struggling. It's a good thing. It is. Good stuff, Alex. All right, fam. See you Friday.
Hey, good night, man.
All right. Oh, yeah. Hey, Hey, Dion!
Ronbo. What's going on, brother?
Dion, I was just thinking about what it was like. And, in high school, you work out all day. You can't wait till season starts. You're out there all summer working out. Playbook, coach hands you that playbook early on to let you know, usually at the end of the season before if you're not a senior, right? And you're already going over it. And that already bothers you because you got to learn a lot. And then you got to come in, and now you get to do it. Well, see, now, this year, those guys got to be sitting there sweating. You're at home. You're sitting in front of your monitor. Kyle's going over one play forever. But it's to let you know, here's the difference between my football and everybody else's. Guys, you see this defensive alignment? We're going to switch up an audible at the line. And he writes down, we're going to put it as number AK32. And then, just keep on code, all the way down until can you imagine 50 different ways to beat a team to death? Oh, but it's got to be interesting, though, D. What do you think?
I mean,
this stuff.
the more time they have to sit back and digest the playbook, the better it is. The thing is right now, for pretty much most of the team, outside of the few rookies that we got this year, everybody, all they're doing, the added time to digest the playbook is going to make so much more sense because now it's the mental framework of knowing what play calls mean what, knowing which formations mean what, understanding your role in the defense and where you need to be. So if you get that kind of stuff, then tell you the truth, it just makes us more lethal. You have to think about it. Dre Greenlaw said he just started getting the playbook right around the playoffs.
God, Dre,
so that
really?
that tells me you're going off instinct. That tells me that you already know exactly what to do as far as playing football, and you know that you're going to make sure that you, at a bare minimum, know what your assignment is. You may not know everybody else's assignment, but you know your own. And the one thing that I was actually looking at is everybody was talking, just a side note, everybody was talking about how Kyle Shanahan got his extension. Where's John Lynch's extension? John Lynch has only hit on 26% of the players he's drafted. And I'm not counting this year.
Dion got a number. Elaborate, D.
I did my research. So
26%?
On 26% of the players that he's drafted. And the reason I state that is because most of the players he's drafted have turned out to be backups. Let me tell you this. There are 7 possible starters that John Lynch has had. First one is going to be Mike McGlinchey, Nick Bosa, Debo, Fred, Mitch Wisnowski, which is a punter, George Kittle, and Dre Greenlaw. Those
Trip
are
Taylor
that
might be in that list. Unless if he can play.
Now see the thing is that, and then the only other trades that he made that were actual big splashes would be Ford and Trent Williams. But the thing is outside of those trades, 26% out of all of the players that he's drafted, that's what he hit on. He's drafted 27 players up to this point, not including this year. 27 players, and you only have 26% of that. That's why John Lynch hasn't gotten an automatic extension yet, because they're hoping that he needs to hit on it more.
D, my only question is this, though. Can I get you to – is that figure – did you compare it? Is he put him on – I want to see him on a curve with all the other GMs in the league and see where he rates. I'm
gonna dig a little bit more as far as curves for GMs, because typically in every draft, most GMs only hit on about 7% of their players, depending on how many players they actually draft. So his numbers, that's basically over 3 years. Not, like I said, not including 2020, because these players have done nothing yet. They ain't even been able to do an offseason, so I'm not going to count that.
They're just doing the rookie contracts.
Yeah, they're just doing rookie contracts. But 26% of your players, and you drafted 27 people, that's a low number.
But wait, D,
so
I want to bounce that number, though. You just said 7% is kind of the norm, and John's right around 26.
That's individually each year. So if you divide 26 by 3, you'll get what, 8%? So I
Well-
guess he's a little bit above average,
Yeah.
you know. But the thing is that that's part of the reason that you can look at it and go, okay, why hasn't he gotten an extension yet? Because they don't know.
You
And
think
at
that might
the
be
same
it?
time, that there's a possibility of that, and there could be a possibility of other things. But
Yeah.
what I would say is, I think that John Lynch's extension is probably not far behind, honestly. The reason being, Kyle came out. It came out that Kyle had this extension, and him and Jed had already talked about this a long time ago. They keep things so close to the vest in that organization,
Yeah.
you don't know what to believe. So, like Dre said the other day, if it ain't coming from us, don't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all speculation. The only thing that came out that I believe that was a little bit different, and it was probably just whispers, and it didn't even really catch any steam, was the DeForest Buckner trade.
I know that one blew
And that
me
was
away.
only due to the fact of everybody speculating because he wanted big money. So
And it got on
you know,
social
for
media,
me,
and he
I'm
addressed it, and that gave it legs,
Exactly.
and then we went from there.
Yep.
D, we're out of time already. We got to talk about some more about this, and I want you to go ahead and give me a very something that.
I'll shoot it to you on Twitter. I'll get
I
you
gotta
the
see the
number.
curve because I gotta feel. You know, I remember too. Kyle chooses his GM, so John is probably safe for that reason as well. Otherwise,
Oh yeah, of course.
But your theory on why they're not hurrying up and doing it, because they pulled the original tweet on that about John's extension. I don't know why, but they did. Well,
Yeah.
but your reason could enter into it, maybe.
Well, there's a possibility. You never know. But
Yeah,
hey,
it's
man, I
not- it's
appreciate
a
the
solid
platform.
theory.
Appreciate the time.
Thanks,
Yeah.
D.
Yeah,
Appreciate
definitely
you,
so.
man.
Thank you for everything that you do, brother. You have a
Thanks,
good
man.
evening.
All right, Dion. See you later, Ab. Oh yeah, Dion. Yeah. One thing about Dion, you can always depend on him when the glass is half full. Dion never accepts that. He will go over and find out the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help him, Dion, even if it's his truth. He's wrong about Jarek McKinnon, though. I can't wait to tell him. Hey, Guerrero! Guerrero said, hey, Kittle still hasn't agreed for the amount yet, or what's going on with the extension. Guerrero, honestly, if I had to speculate and guess, I think it has more to do with the 49ers don't know if we're going to be able to fill up seats this year. A lot of revenue is going to be extracted from that crowd, right? So now the 49ers have to hedge a little bit with him because they want to give him all he wants, probably. But they also, for financial reasons, you got to be careful with that. And besides Kittle, he's got another year left on his contract. So he actually has to play that year out. So the 49ers, in theory, have another year to go. They don't want to wait until next year, but they do have more time with him. So they're not going to hurry and get into something that's going to get them into trouble. But he's not going anywhere. I would bet the house on it. No. Hey, Joey. What Joey? How many Joeys do we have? We only got one that I know of. Let me get out my guitar. Boom. I'm tuning it because I haven't worked in a while. So, boom, 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 Joe. We money, yeah, dumbly do I. Ooh, yeah. Joey Mahoney. Joey must get time off from work. He only gets a couple of days off the week. Joey, come on in, man. Uh-oh. Joey only had a certain amount of time for his lunch break. I'm not wondering if Joey, we'll come back to you. Okay. Alice, come on in, man. Was that Jockey Joe?
What's
Was
up,
that JJ?
Ronbo?
Yeah. was that Jersey Joe? Alice, man,
Yo.
you know, I'm sitting back here, man. You know, I'm enjoying the cerebral aspect of what's going on with the 49ers right now because the 49ers comprehend what they're doing, the better. Because nobody's ever going to get over those statements that illuminate in your mind of Dre Greenlaw saying, yeah, I didn't really fully comprehend the playbook until around the playoffs. What? Really? Man, you fooled everybody. Right. Oh, yeah. Alice, you know what excites me about that? if that be the case, and like Dion pointed out, if he has that kind of natural talent, or was that Alex? If he has that kind of natural talent, he's going to be absolutely absurd when he fully knows what's going on out there. My goodness. But what do you think about this?
What, as far as Dre, or what do you mean?
I'm just talking about the added time they've got to actually learn, absorb, and be able to go out and execute with a certain amount of, brilliance. I'm talking intelligence, because now they're fully briefed and know what they're doing. Ellis, this all means they can play fast. Because you be out there tripping. You know how it is when you first learn a playbook? You be out there tripping for a long time until you find, and somebody says, that's wrong. I used to hate that. So, you might skip that, man. You might get out there and know what they're doing. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I think it's it's needed. We got to have everybody on one accord. We need all the guys to be comfortable. We're trying to take another crack at it, so we don't really have time to be BSing. And I think we got the perfect group of guys, and the coaching staff, to be able to represent that. You know what I mean? And then we're about going up, so I'm excited. I don't see anything really to be concerned about. We got this is the most time that guys have ever had off. You know what I mean? I know that there is a lot of workouts and stuff going on though still, and stuff's right around the corner. But there's been a couple of extra added weeks. You know what I mean? Several weeks of healing and rejuvenation that a lot of players have been allowed and afforded. Throughout this time. And so, I'm just hopeful that those are things that that a lot of guys have benefited from. You know what I mean? In the midst of all of that, I see that as being a positive. As well.
And Ellis, and having a long season like they just did, this is actually not it's a bad thing from the regard that we're going to start the season a little later than we want to. But after a long playoff run like that, all the way to the end, this added time off is a good thing for their bodies. It really is, now that you mention that.
Yeah. So I feel good about it. I just some things that we need some improvements on, and that we just, it's minimal, but it's just polishing really, you know what I mean? And obviously the playbook and things like that, which guys are already adapted to, continuously. So, KD and, a few of the other guys are, talking about the playbook and stuff like that. So I think there's going to be a lot of it.
Yeah. KB tweeted yesterday about that. This playbook ain't no joke, man. I knew it.
Yeah.
He always has a playbook every year.
He's got to, make things better. It's all about improvement, making adjustments or modifications or what have you. So, Kyle's going to keep the guys thinking because he's always thinking. I think that's the most important thing. And, because he's as coachable and age-wise, he's able to relate to the players a lot more, and he, gives them their, kind of their space to be men and make their decisions, consciously. But, while he's giving them instruction and direction at the same time, along with the other staff. So, they're really getting a lot of benefits out of being under, that kind of coaching. I'm actually glad we didn't get Josh McDaniels. I heard you guys talking about that a little while ago. I was a fan of McDaniels before we got Shanahan.
Josh,
you know what I mean? But yeah. And just because of the offense and how they were
doing in New England, right?
You know what I mean? And the Patriots, they were just doing well. Yeah, exactly.
See, that's what I was afraid of. That they was doing so well with the personnel they had. Could he make that happen in San Francisco with the personnel we had at that time? That was scary stuff. I was worried, ooh, man. So, and he had failed in Denver.
There's no real. Oh yeah. So but it's the pedigree and where Kyle comes from, what he represents, and he already has, strong characteristics of a championship head coach, and like I said, it's the pedigree in which he comes from, and it's just gonna be benefit for him, man. He'll be Hall of Fame. He'll do all those good things. I just want to see us really prosper these next few seasons and, not just fade out. As long as we cannot fizzle out
I'll be feeling good about what we can do here because the potential and the ceiling is, we have not reached yet. You know what I mean?
Oh, the
We
potential.
still have it.
Ooh.
We have the potential to win back-to-back Super Bowls. 2, 3 in a row type of stuff. You know what I mean? But the mistakes and the things that we have to do as a team in those moments in the game, limit the mistakes and all those kind of things. Those are moments we have to capture and we have to play out successfully if we want to do that, though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes all it takes is one mistake. You know how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
When the odds are stacked against you, shit, that just makes it even harder for us to be able to, take advantage of those situations. You know what I mean? And I'm
They
just
will,
looking
too.
forward to it, though.
And if there's a depth to that playbook, anywhere near as a depth to the playbook as Kyle Shanahan is, this automatically puts them head and shoulders above any defensive unit they're going to be dealing with. And this is why I like Kyle spending this time now to let these guys know, you're not going to see a defense. It's my job to make sure you don't see a defense that you can't defeat. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at these plays, and I'm going to show you the defensive alignments, and I'm going to show them what you'll do if you see that happen. And I like that idea. As long as you're going to pay attention and are all in on what's going on there and read, absorb, ask questions. Don't be afraid. You don't understand, say something. Don't let it go. Get it all.
Yeah, man, it's a chance of a lifetime. You know what I mean? It's an opportunity and a blessing. I know a lot of guys at times will forget about that once the money and things start rolling in, become complacent. You really forget about the grassroots, you know what I mean, of the sport.
Absolutely.
And that there's people out there playing for absolutely nothing, you know what I mean, that are playing with just as much grit, if not more, than, some of these guys, you know what I mean, up in the higher levels and stuff. So they got to really just take every moment, you know what I mean, and seize the opportunity because it's a gift to be able to do that stuff, man.
Absolutely. In fact, you play your best ball when you're just playing for the love of the game. And that goes for any sport, too. Good point, Ellis.
Absolutely.
Ellis, we're going to go. I'll be back. I'll be back this weekend looking for you. All right? Thanks, fam.
Okay, champ. I appreciate you. Yeah, thank you, Ronbo, as always, man. Shout out to, the Niner faithful, everybody, man, out there. And make sure you download the Ronbo Sports app, man. Get the subscribers up, man. Let's get those likes going up, man.
Yes.
Let's prepare for the season to unravel, gentlemen. Let's get to it.
That's right. Thanks, Ellis. Talk to you shortly. All right, fam.
All right. Peace.
And Wilson, another Wilson says, hey, senpai. See, but Wilson, that's Vietnamese. Senpai. Did I pronounce that right? Senpai. Notice me. It's just a song. I remember that. No. Kian? That's okay. I'm told it's senpai. It was senpai. Well, I'm sorry. I looked at your name, and I know it's a Vietnamese surname, and then it says senpai, and I just assume I'm being told by production that's Japanese. Hey, you got me on that one. Wilson, thanks for that contribution, fam. Appreciate it. I gotta look up what that means, though. All right. Brian L. All right, Brian. This is my buddy Wilson is a big fan. It's his birthday. Oh, Wilson, I should have got this first. No, we got the right one first, because then I wouldn't know what I was talking about. Give him a shout out. Happy Niners birthday, Wilson. Brian L. Okay, production give me all kind of. I thought I read that right. It's Wilson's birthday, right? Okay. It's in the middle of the song. Where was I now? Happy Niners birthday to Wilson. Happy Niners. The thing is, I could do this for like an hour, right? I cut it short because we don't have time for me to act fool for such a long time. Birthday, Wilson. What? Don't judge me. You know I'm a fool. Hey, Joey again? Should I do it? When I hear background, where was I? Joe, we Mahoney, yeah, dum de do I. Ooh, yeah, boom. Joey Mahoney. Hey, Joey!
Hey, Ronbo, can you give me like 2 minutes? I gotta walk outside, dude. I'm heading to break.
No problem.
Come right back to me.
All right, walk fast. Tom West.
I'll walk fast. I'm sorry.
All right. I see Tom West. Thanks, Tom. I like that info, Tom. That's so cool. Oh, man. You know, June, I got a birthday coming up on July 1st. See, this is, we're the guys that come out during the heat, right? Still, you got to be a little bit crazy. Kim Boutreau, I see you, Kim. Oh, man. Hey, Joey's still like moving through some area. So, and you know, this year with the 49ers probably knowing the playbook a little better than usual, I can't imagine the difference because Kyle Shanahan's offense already looks very interesting when you just watch them from normal situations. And this is why they say it takes so long to learn the playbook. Because Kyle can't do what he's doing now. He has to be able to do this every year. This year, with a little added time, he can actually take a little more time to isolate and make guys pay attention. Because, you know, you can look at a guy's eye and see if, you know how guys lie when they say, no, I get it. Like Jimmy G said, you can tell you look at a guy's eye and you run it down the play. You can tell he says, what is this guy talking about? But your ego won't let you say, Jimmy, I don't get it. Time. You can't do that in the middle of a game. You got to get it. So during practice, if you got a question, damn it, ask. Don't wait till the game to screw up. Hey, Joey, are you ready? Joe, oh. Joey's still moving around. But anyway, because I remember, how many times, do you remember, especially in high school, I didn't do it so much in college. Remember the guys who blew a play and the coach, all right, stop. All right, let's everybody take a lap. Whoa, why? Because I said you guys are responsible for each other. If anybody doesn't know the play, if he goes left and you go right and you're supposed to both go, that means everybody suffers. Let's go. Oh, and then now you be hating on this dude the whole lap. And depending on how big your campus is, you're really PO'd. Hey, Joey's ready. Joey, should we come back in a few minutes or another minute?
No, I'm good.
Are you really? Joey, sounds like something's going. You're in a war zone taking fire. Are you okay?
I'm always good, bro. I'm a Niners fan. I'll make it. Don't worry about me.
All right. Joey, I can barely hear you, though. Get close to your microphone or something.
Hello?
Yo, hey. Now I got you, Joey. Joey! Listen, man. Tonight, we're feeling good about first Kyle Shanahan.
Mama!
Oh, yeah.
The Niners play.
I forgot about that part, Joey. I can't believe I interrupted. Oh, Joey. Good to hear from you, Joey. Because I know you only get certain times. I mean, we're still glowing over the fact that we re-signed Kyle Shanahan yesterday. And today, since we're hating the fact that we can't get guys back on the field, it's good to know that Kyle Shanahan is going to make sure that everybody knows everything they need to know right now that they are, before they get on that field. So it's just a delightful thing. Are they going to be a better team, Joey? Are you expecting incredible play from the 49ers this season?
Why not? Sure.
And we're going to get it anyway, right? I mean, we got it last year. It's going to be even better. I can't imagine that. Oh.
We got Brandon Ayuk. got Brandon Ayuk.
Is that was that your choice? Are you one of the guys that wanted Ayuk? I didn't know Brandon. Go ahead.
I liked him, but he wasn't like my first choice because when I looked at his film, I was like, man, that looked. The first thing I thought of, I was like, damn, that's a faster Debo. Like, man, that would be nice if we get him. But that was before we made the trade. And then once we made the trade, I was like, maybe we'll get one of those. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get, either Ruggs or
Lamb
or
Judy,
then,
right? Those are the golden boys.
So I wasn't sure. Right. I wasn't sure. I was like, damn. But initially, when I first saw him, I was thinking maybe him at like 31. If he's there, cool. He looked good. I wasn't sure, but I was like, once we got him, I was like, all right, cool. Now Debo and him, and I'm looking at Jalen Hurd. Jalen Hurd, not what you said on Instagram. Jalen Hurd, Ronbo. Jalen Hurd. Okay.
Oh man. Joey went and put the red pen on me for spelling Jalen's name Jay instead of Jalen. Joey, that's rude. That's rude. You can't correct the man on his own post. Just go along with it, or else DM me. Joey's got to put it right there in front of everybody. Hey, Ronbo, man. First of all, his name is Jalen, Jale. Ah! All right, but I forgive you. I corrected it. So people say, what is he talking about? What are you talking about, Jalen Hurd? What are you thinking?
I think if he could stay healthy, that back injury worried me. But if he could stay healthy,
we got a weapon,
he'd be good. Like in the red zone, dude, he had 2 touchdowns against Dallas, and that was the only time we ever seen him was against Dallas, and he had 2 touchdowns. People forget that he had 2 touchdowns, and the first one he bowled right over the guy, knocked him on his ass, and they still got in the end zone. I'm like, damn.
Carried him in. And how about that other catch?
Yeah.
That was like, I hate my least liked play in NFL is the fade. It's like, who's going to win? I hate that. But Jalen handled that defender, manhandled him.
It's like flipping a coin, you never know. Because, we tried that over and over. And here's the thing. People forget, we tried that 2 straight times in the Super Bowl against the Ravens, and it failed. And then we tried it the next year in the playoffs against the Seahawks, and we don't know how that ended. And it was tipped and picked, and so I'm thinking damn, why
That's
not just do an actual play
or something else?
Yeah, do an actual so the thing that pisses me off about the Niners, right? It always upsets me is the play against the Seahawks and the Ravens. Same play. It's the fade, and they're always trying to do things too quick. Right, they're always trying to do things too quick, like the bomb to Sanders was on 3rd down. Why not just dink and dunk your way down there and do like a Joe Montana win the Super Bowl last, right there at the end? But why are you trying so quickly to win the game at that moment? The Seahawks, same thing. When we lost to the Seahawks, right? There was 40 seconds. Why are you doing a fade route? When there's 40 seconds, you can tell me you can't find a way to get the ball down to the goal line to get a touchdown and use up that clock
and Joey,
and then score and
was our receiver in that? Was Crabtree that much more athletic than Richard Sherman? That to begin with was not a good idea.
I don't.
Oh man, I hate
Crabtree was what 6'1", 6'2",
and he didn't.
Crabtree?
Yeah.
It was 6.
At the most.
He wasn't taller than Sherman. I know that.
And Sherman's wingspan.
He was
and Sherman's stupid play. Super Bowl. Why not give the ball to Frank Gore? Gosh. Okay. Let's not go back to those moments, Joey.
Yeah, but what I'm just saying. I don't know. Go ahead.
No, I agree with you though.
I was just gonna say
time management. And
but I'm just saying
strategy.
You got to manage the clock. You got to manage the clock. You can't just say, "Oh, fuck it." Oh, sorry.
and just say, okay, well, let's just try a bomb here, and even though there's a minute left, why would you bomb it to Sanders, and then what? We're up 3, and then you're going to give the ball right back to Patrick Mahomes with over a minute to go?
You know?
Like that to me don't make sense. Like, see, to me, I'm just thinking like dink and dunk, do Joe Montana type play, slants, screens, bubbles, get down and do what works. Right? The old cliche is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Do what got you there. Run the ball
and get
quick,
down.
Quick throws.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
get down
you don't need
around
a
the 20.
60-yard play right off the bat. Yeah.
And get down around the 20-yard line, especially when that defensive line was tearing up our offensive line, especially a couple of guys. And you get down around the 15 or 20-yard line, it's Kendrick Bourne time. Do it, Kyle. No. Or Debo. God, Debo could have took him all the way downfield. Joey, you know what? You're opening up a wound, Joey.
What I don't like is how they go away from the hot hand. Debo was the hot hand. Everybody knows Debo was the man in the Super Bowl. And then for some reason,
we go away from
Shanahan, for whatever reason, went away from it. To this day, I don't get it.
But your Kyle gets it now, though. Joe, we're gonna go. I'm good to hear from you, fam.
Well, we got him till 2025. I sure hope he got it. You know, he didn't get it right the last 2 times.
I know. No, man, the first one was. I blame the defense in Atlanta. Oh God! All right, Joey. Good to hear from you. I look forward to the next time. See you this weekend.
You too, Ronbo.
Thank
you. Thank you for letting me in.
Nope, my pleasure. Night, Joey. Well, Wilson really enjoyed that song. Thanks, Wilson, for the contribution. Oh, my God. Nelson, come on, man. It wasn't that good. Well, you're so welcome. Happy birthday. Hey, and there it is. Shirley. Shirley.
Hey, what's up?
Shaleo, in fact, there was a scene today as KB was sharing his video as to them arriving in Nashville, Tennessee, driving down the highway on the way to go find CJ and the guys. Guess who was in the car with them other than Jimmy G? It was your favorite guy, and he had several kitties sitting in the back seat, Dante Pettis. I knew you'd enjoy that. but otherwise, today we are going down, and we're thinking this is partially a good thing that the 49ers have more time to amply prepare with all the little nuances and details and concepts of every play in the offensive playbook, which will probably take years. They'll go over some, but these guys are going to get it. Oh, that's going to be a good thing, Saleo. Okay, what are you thinking?
Now, before we get to Niner football, Dak called me again.
Yeah, you guys are on a regular basis now with that, yes?
Yeah, this time he didn't say anything. He was just crying. How about the Cowgirls? How about the Lambs? How about them Seacocks? How about them Arizona play card Dirty Bird Cardinals?
Yeah.
And last but not least, how about the Oakland, Las Vegas, Trader Raider Chippendales?
I got to tell you, though, they haven't paid Mrs. Prescott's baby boy as of yet.
That's right. He called me. He was crying.
Yeah.
He hasn't got paid. And Dalton's about to take his spot, the red rifle.
That's it. Because Jerry's got to send a message, man. Every time you guys think I got to pay you millions of dollars over your worth, man, I could get somebody else to take your job, So. Hey, Chanel, but you know what, though? Shanahan's putting these guys in a classroom situation, man. You know how uncomfortable that must be? Because, when you're studying the playbook, you want to learn it, and you for some reason in the back of your mind, you think, yeah, well, I kind of get it. And it's you say to yourself, it's football. I mean, I've done this a million times. Just change the wording a little bit. I make a little left, little right move. I either wait for this before I make my move. There's a lot of little things that you think you know that you don't know. See, so I'm looking forward to what they look like in this offseason or this year, just because this added study time. Is it going to be a benefit? He's going to give him an edge? What do you think?
Hey, Rumbo, I just wanted to ask, was Debo in the car with them too?
Well, he's on his way.
Nashville?
Wait a minute. As I saw that video, I saw several guys. I think he did catch up with them already. He is going to meet him in Nashville, no doubt about that, though. Whether he's coming in with those, I think he was in that car, though. Now that I think about it.
Well, Jimmy gathered up the guys, to go through several passing plays.
Yeah.
They all huddled up, and they went to Dante's place, and they're like, dude, should we get this guy? Like, he's been playing with cats all day. And they're like, talking, and then they invite Dante. They say, Dante, would you like to come? And Dante says, can I bring my kittens?
Well, yeah.
And they're like, Jimmy's like, yeah, sure. Wow. So they do the same thing. They do their little routes, and then Dante Pettis cuts, and there's other cats too that he starts playing with, and the other guys are catching the balls.
See, and sometimes every time kitties see people running around, especially throwing things around, kitties will run out on the field and try to get the ball themselves. You know what I'm saying? Also, you got to keep a cat box. I don't know if on the flight, I guess they keep them, but you got to bring a cat box. And that's got to be continually cleaned, or the fumes, and depending on what kind of cat litter you use, can be overwhelming. Could use that against the other team, though. Cat box fumes. There's nothing worse.
Oh, what is that smell? Is that Pettis? Oh, don't cover up.
She said, what's wrong with you? We're supposed to be talking 49ers football. We're talking about cat boxes. Oh!
But no, Rumbo, we need we need to get Lynch signed soon, and Kittle's got a big payday coming in.
Yeah,
so
and we got
we're
Trent,
in good hands.
We got Trent, the edge. We got Williams coming up next year. We do have to worry about these things now that you got a good team and a lot of high caliber players. When you got too many blue chippers, you got to pay. So,
yes, sir.
We'll see. Yeah. So
But Solomon's in the kitchen, cooking with his mom. Pettis is just, he's been all day, playing with kitty cats, enjoying himself. He got his little Johnny Bravo haircut. I don't even know if he wants to play. The guys invited him. He's just like, yeah, sure. I just got to bring my kitty cat.
In fact, this may be your last year. Do you know what? Dante does have to. He has to show up this week. Actually, I got to tell you, the competition and the 49ers are going in a direction now where it's all about toughness. Now, this is not Dante style. He's finesse. So I'm wondering how he's going to do this. Because you got too many guys that are
he'll probably
tough.
Bring a little, he'll probably bring cats to the field,
Well, yeah. That's not
motivate
tough,
him
though.
a little bit more.
Yeah, there's no toughness in that.
Or just have him bring a cheetah to chase him around,
Well, that'll work, But the thing is, can you see?
He'll meow. He'll run.
But can you imagine?
I'll catch it, Jimmy. I'll catch it.
Yeah, but can you imagine breaking tackles? I've never seen. Actually, I'm trying to think of a time. He was okay against the Steelers. He showed some toughness in that, but I can't imagine him running downfield and breaking tackles. That's the only thing.
Or have one of the guys cover him and wear like those little kitty masks. They get scared. The cats get scared. Wear a little cat mask.
Yeah,
and have him covered the whole time.
And then the guys.
Dante Pettis will be like, I can't go against him. That's one of my cats.
And then the thing is, guys going to start wearing dog masks because that's not going to work, Shalil. Still, all right, we're going to go. Hey, I'm gonna see you toward the end of the week. All right.
See you at the end of the week. Shout out to the Niner Empire. Thank you for the platform, Rumbo. Wash
Thanks,
those
Leo.
hands and hit those likes.
All right,
Hey,
man.
Rumbo.
Good night. Yo ho ho in a bottle of rum. I know what you're thinking. Boston! That wasn't thanks, man. Yeah, I'm kind of a mad hatter. I got about 30 of these things now. Some of them I got them hanging, forgot I even wear them. You know what I mean? Jamal!
Hey, what's up, Ronbo? How you doing?
Jamel, hanging in there, man, feeling all right and thinking about the season. Get a little concerned. Dates are getting pushed back. I was hoping the COVID thing would be quiet, drifting down to the point where they'll say, well, we had several cases today, but they pretty much don't appear to be serious. I want to hear that so bad. Instead, we're still hearing lots of cases, 1,000 a day. That's too much. But anyway, the good thing is Kyle Shanahan is getting a lot more time to work with his guys as far as his playbook goes. This is a good thing. If you're gonna like derive anything good from a bad situation, this might be it. The Kyle Shanahan can spend a little bit more time on teaching these guys the playbook instead of them just going out there and learning as they go. You know, so they should be even sharper during the season. But your feelings on that?
Well, my feelings on that is about. I was so delighted when I saw that they got them locked up for the next few years. So I said, Jay York went ahead and took care of business, got our coach locked in for the next few years. So now they get the rest of the players, get them locked in for get their playbook. So we already got the players that go last year, and us getting in there last year to get at the Super Bowl. And now we know to get that taste out of our mouth. And now it's just revenge tour next year. So and I really can't wait for it. Oh, and I'm going to I'm going to call my brother Rafe and let him know. Tell your wife Lacey, your Packers come to Santa Clara again. Lacey, they come to Santa Clara again. You know what happened last time, don't you?
Jamel, the Packers must be feeling like we feel. Every time we got to play the Saints, we got to go to New Orleans. How come they can't come to the Bay? Yeah, so they got to be feeling the same way. Then they play the 49ers, we got to go to Levi's. And they don't do well. They do not travel well. When they
No, they don't. Aaron Rodgers' record when he comes to Santa Clara, he does really bad. So he's got to be thinking his stomach got to be turning already. Like,
and they can't have no confidence. Jamil, I think they picked up. Didn't they pick up a couple of players that are pretty? I forgot who they picked up, but it does make you think that they might be a little better than they were last year. I don't know.
They were supposed to be better last year, and look what happened. And they come to Santa Clara now once or twice, and it was I have a couple of cheeseheads in my family, and they were throwing shade at me. I said, Sam, I said, you know what's going to happen, right? I said, we were talking smack on Instagram and Facebook or whatever. I said, all right, Sam, and then we talking smack, and then the last game, the first game was 37s or whatever, we smacked them. Then in the playoffs, we did it again, and both times they wouldn't answer me. So they wouldn't, all I did was just text them and said nothing. But when we lost the Super Bowl, they tried to return the favor on me, so I went to return. I said, man, forget y'all. But hey, we were there.
Don't answer, because they don't want to talk to you during the time when you got at them at first. Don't give them that satisfaction.
Right.
Right. The thing is about that team is I don't think they anticipated the defense. The 49ers defense, I think, surprised a lot of teams last year. And so Aaron Rodgers, I don't care how good he is, a good defense will shut that stuff down. And boy, the 49ers did. Aaron didn't know nothing about Eric Armstead being revived into whatever that was. And who knew what a Nick Bosa was? That's it. What is that? Right. Oh, my God. Oh, it's Nick. That's Nick.
Right. Hey, I think we'll have on defense, though, exactly on defense, the same way interior line did. I think, what's that boy's name that we picked up? Our defensive tackle, Brandon Ayuk.
Oh, Ayuk. It's a wide receiver.
Ayuk. I think he's going to still make an impact.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to make an impact the same way that Bosa did. Our defensive tackle.
Oh, Javon.
He's going to make an impact.
That's Kinlaw.
Yeah.
And a lot of people feel that's going to happen,
Kinlaw. Yeah, I think gonna make an impact in the same way. Because once you start focusing on Buckner, you start focusing on too many to focus on. Everybody can focus on their man to get to the quarterback so that everybody can eat. So
yeah, you know what? In the
take the
beginning, they are going to double on Nick, and they're going to double probably on Armstead as well. You can't double. You're going to run on offensive linemen and tight ends. You're going to have to do something about D4 too. So here's the funny thing about it. There's Javon, the rookie.
Right.
But you're not gonna double team the rookie in the first 2 or 3 weeks. You're gonna make him prove himself.
Right.
So when he bowls over that poor guard and tears your quarterback down, oh man, now whatever offensive system you had going that day, he's already ruined that. And singing, all right, stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you used to.
Yes, sir.
Bam! Oh!
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I think he has a couple of sacks right from the beginning of the season. Now that you mentioned it, Jamel Green, Javon Kinlaw has 3 sacks, and we're only in the second week. And the 49ers can be happy about that, as Nick Bosa's already piled up his 4th, and Eric Armstead's got 2, and D Ford's got 3. So the sack attack is at a peak already. Until they figure out what to do with that 4-foot defensive rush, 49ers could roll for weeks to come. I already see it. I see it, Jamel. It's coming, man.
Yes. And Ronbo, that's gonna make it so good for our secondary. So it's gonna be just like the Isley brothers, nothing but smooth sailing. And that's all it's gonna be.
We gotta go. We got a great year from you. And kick back, relax. I'm gonna see you this weekend. All right?
All right, no problem. I'll call you out again.
Thanks, Jamel. Have a good night.
All right, no problem. Have a good night. Bye, bye.
Yeah, I was getting carried away with that, but you know what? That is a real possibility. After 5 weeks, you got 3-4 guys approaching 5 sacks already. Mel knows. Bang, bang. Mel standing under Niagara Falls. And the view today has got to be glorious. And let's see if he's going to walk out from the falls any second now. But can you imagine? And wouldn't it be funny, too, if DJ Jones adds to the sack party? Boy, I'll tell you what, for that, because we got guys who'll get after the quarterback now. And the run game, man, you run. Go ahead. I hope they do get teams say, okay, listen, guys, there's no time back there to run any passing plays. We're going to try to run the ball. Student body right and left all day. That's all we're going to do. Every man out has got to get out and try to provide path. What? No! Oh, man.
Yeah, Ronbo.
Yo, Mel.
Yeah, man, I apologize. Yeah, I'm at work. So,
yeah, I know. This is that time when you... Oh, Mel.
Sure.
Mel, we're sitting there, and I know you can appreciate that Kyle has a little more time to instruct in depth about what's going on. And what I like about Kyle doing right now, he's like giving guys different defenses, and hopefully he's quizzing them after he goes over it and says, all right, you got this defense, whatever name he's going to call it. What's the plan for that? What are we going to do on that play? And guys, remember, we've got to think, act quickly. That's why we do the pre-snap movements in order to keep the defense off its balance. But we also have to know what they're doing so we can apply the antidote. So, Mel, Kyle is taking these guys to the next level as far as educating about that offense. What do you think?
No doubt. Yeah. As has been stated, for the longest time, pretty much since Kyle got here, and as has been stated by a few of the previous guest speakers, it takes a while for players to learn Kyle's offense in the first place. Mm-hmm. That's just the basic play. That's just the basic playbooks and the play calling. That's just the basics. But I learned this in college because I never played wide receiver in my life until I got to college. And my sophomore year, they moved me to slot. So I had to learn how to play it. I had great hands, and I was athletically gifted. I never played the position though. So once I learned the intricacies of it, it just opened up the door. Like it's almost unfair to a defense. And what I mean by that is coming up and playing ball, pee-wees, high school. When you have to run a curl route, you're coming. You run 12 yards and you're coming back to the ball. You're curling, and that's just the route. So whatever play is called, if that's your route, you run that route.
You just got to sell it. Yep.
Right. However, in an NFL offense, and especially in Kyle's, a curl doesn't always mean a curl. It totally depends on the defense as to what you're going to do. A curl could turn out to be a drag, where you have to drag across the field if you're in man coverage, or it could be you might have to curl to the outside, or you might have to shorten the route. There are just so many little intricacies, and the receivers and the quarterback have to all be on the same exact page.
Yep.
And depending on what they see. So once everybody learns the offense like that and learns all the intricacies, and everybody's on the same page, they're going to be dangerous. That's where you saw guys like Montana to Dwight Clark and Steve Young to Jerry Rice. Those guys both knew the offense so well. Montana and Young, they weren't throwing the ball to our receivers. They were throwing the ball to a spot.
Mm-hmm.
And the receivers knew how many steps it took to get to that route. They had to account for whether it was bump and run coverage or if the guy's playing off. It was all about the timing.
Mm-hmm.
So, those intricacies you have to really learn that. But you learn that from experience, but you have to learn the playbook that well, and to be able to
think that way. Exactly.
Right. There were a few times, like, for instance, man, I love KB too, and I always defended him. Because people have been real hard on KB.
Mm-hmm. Cut him every year.
Sometimes. Yep. He had a case of the drops. A couple of our receivers did, but so people were really hard on him. But he did well. But however, you can go back to a lot of games this season where he was getting not yelled at, but he was getting a talking to, and the players on the field, the teammates, whether it was Debo or Emmanuel Sanders or Jimmy. They were trying to tell him where he had to line up and what routes to run and everything.
Mm-hmm.
There was a couple plays on the last couple drives in the Super Bowl where KB didn't do his job. If he would have run the right route, it would have been a completely different look. So you kind of saw it. There were times where we almost had not shot clock violations, but we almost had a flag, a delay of game penalty, because guys are trying to get KB to line up where he's supposed to be. And no, he's not the only one. Debo had that early on as well.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the things that you have to be comfortable with.
Understandable with Debo. But KB, he was even saying, he posted up I think it was on Twitter yesterday, in his playbook, and it ain't no joke, man. KB, he does need to be serious when it comes to fully comprehending that. So on that, and especially there's no time to screw up on that. You mentioned something that I wanted to piggyback on real quick, though. David Carr, NFL Network, right? David Carr did not pick Joe Montana as one of the top quarterbacks of all time. And why? For what you just pretty much pointed out. The 49ers and Bill Walsh's offense were so far ahead in time versus the rest of the NFL, it was child's play. What you're talking about there is being fully absorbed into what the book is about and knowing how to ad-lib off of the system. When you get to that point, that's when you can't be covered, especially a system as complicated as Walsh's was for that particular time.
And if you could see how many reads Joe Montana would get through and how quickly he did it, man, that dude is definitely the GOAT, dog. He's the greatest I've seen.
Oh.
Steve Young is my favorite quarterback for sure. I love Steve Young, his skill set and everything.
Man.
But as far as overall greatness, last thing I want to say, I know you got to go. What I want to see us kind of focus on this offseason and this season, special teams, man. Special teams is so underrated that it's laughable. We need to work on special teams. If we can get some big plays on special teams, man, I'll say if we can get a huge play on special teams every 3 or 4 games, that's a total game changer.
Right.
If we can get special teams done, man, that's field position. That's everything. It kind of wraps everything in a nice bow. We need somebody back there who's a threat on kickoff and punt return, and not a threat as in, he's just not going to fumble the ball. He's going to catch it. I'm talking about a threat on some right on some Devin Hester type stuff where this dude could take it to the house. We got to kick away from him. We need that on special teams.
Mel, and also defensively, when we get on special, that kid from New Orleans that kept drilling us every time he got the ball. I started passing out every time they got the ball. And I said, put that thing in the end zone. Don't let him come out of there. They did. I said, God, you're screaming all the way down the field.
Yeah.
He's just getting yard after yard. I said, man, we got to do better. We got to do better. Look at that field position. Can I give Drew Brees that kind of field position? Oh, I'm reliving these moments.
Right. So, yeah, our offense and defense, man, we solid. We got better than we were last year, which is kind of tough to top. But special teams, that's what we need to kind of kick it up a notch. So I'm not sure who we should put back there. I know Trent Taylor can return punts. I don't know if we want to risk him getting hurt on punt return, though. If we have somebody else that can get that done. But, yeah, that's what we need to do, man.
Ayuk's probably going to get that job for a while, too. Mel, let me tell you what. I'm going to see you this weekend, fam. All right?
Yes, sir. Bang, bang, man. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Yes.
Happy Father's Day. That doesn't apply to the sperm donors who don't see or take care of their children.
Good call, Mel.
I was blessed to have my father. Man, I love him, man. He taught me everything I know. So happy Father's Day to you all, man. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Yo, and let's everybody, man, just show love to each other. We see the turmoil that's going on right now, and all of it is based on fear. Let's stop fearing each other. Man, let's just, come on, man. We gotta get this right. It's 2020. We shouldn't be having these problems anymore.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
So
yeah, man, I love y'all. Every last one of you. Every last one Niners fans. Seahawks fans, I hate y'all. I'm going to continue to hate you.
All right, Mel.
But Niners fans, I love y'all, man. Talk to y'all later.
All right. Night, Mel. Oh, man. And wait. This is too funny.
How you doing today?
Jeff KC, Chiefs Super Bowl 54 champions, Mahomes is a GOAT. Mahomes ain't played enough to get no GOAT name. You better GOAT on out of here, but thanks for the contribution. Mahomes ain't been a GOAT. He was lucky. He threw 2 INTs and got away with a broken play. Just put everything in proper perspective. Didn't outplay the 49ers. You got away. Jay!
What's up, Ronbo?
Jay, man, I'm sitting back here finding a way to enjoy extra classroom time. The 49ers going to be shining like new money in that offense. And, Jay, when you talk about the 49ers offense and you know all there is to know, everything you need to know, to the point where you out there just running on instinct, look out. Game over,
Yeah,
baby.
everybody's in trouble. Everybody's in trouble. For real. We coming back with a vengeance. I think he went in the lab and just created some more plays, some wild plays, and he just going to go all in.
Jay, you know what? That's the thing about it. The beauty of Kyle Shanahan's offense is there are so many concepts off of concepts. You could have one play that could have 50 different concepts that you can go in any different directions. That's when Jimmy G has to be at the line and sharp. Weston Richburg has to see the defense. They send the signal. The audible starts. Everybody on the offensive line now knows the next movement. This is all done within a matter of seconds. Now you make your move. You know how many times they made the defense look foolish? You remember those plays you saw? Wow, look at Kittle's wide open. Why?
See, wide open. And you hardly ever see that in the NFL. That's what I'm getting at. Like, man, that's what I'm saying. We could be going 15-1. For real. That's what I'm saying, because we got a genius head coach. We got some weapons on offense, and it's by committee. So you can't just game plan and say, okay, we're going to stop George Kittle, because if you try to stop George Kittle, they ain't trying to throw in the ball. They're trying to throw it who's ever open. You know what I'm saying?
And if you do stop George Kittle, that presents new problems for the defense. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Get a couple more guys. Stay on George.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's by committee, and that's what I like about this, because that's what's dangerous about it, because you don't know who's going to attack who. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who's going to come out of the water and attack you. So that's what makes our offense so dangerous, and you can't even game play, because if they say, oh, we're going to try to stop Mostert,
guess what? We got another running back to come in and do the same. And then you got, the play action, all the plays that, man, that's what I'm saying. And just in our concept of the way how we run the team is we no joke. And I just can't wait. Hopefully the season will start so all this madness can just end and we could go through our regular lives and watch football and watch the Niners.
We're going to appreciate it so much more, too, Jay. We took everything for granted, didn't we? I ain't taking nothing for granted no more. You know, all that fun we were having, I just said, that's the way it's supposed to be. No, it could change, but now we found out it could change in a heartbeat. Damn,
it can change at a drop of a dime. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel like. We are going to be a great team, and I think we're going to be a great team in the near future. I just feel like we got continuity going on right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the last few years, we didn't have that. We was going coach from coach to coach, and that ain't no continuity. You know what I'm saying? So now you got your coach, and now we can build this team and build a dynasty and start winning these Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying?
That. And, Jay, that's why I used to say, when people wanted to fire Robert Saleh, I said, oh, no, don't fire Robert. I don't want to start over with a new defense. Every time you start over with a new coach, there's that learning time that's going to take everybody to get up to speed. I hate that. See?
Yeah, it's a learning curve. And you know what I'm saying? He's changing the whole verbiage. He's changing the whole scheme. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times that can hurt the team more than help the team out. And that makes you go, step back. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like what Cal's going to do, he's gonna groom somebody in, in Robert Saleh's defense. So when Robert Saleh become a head coach,
because we're not going to be able to keep Robert Saleh, especially if they have another great year.
No, we're not. I guarantee you. We go 15-1, and we are number one ranked defense.
Robert Saleh, they were throwing money at him. They're going
to be throwing money at him. And so I think Kyle knows that. He already game planned for that situation. You know what I'm saying? And John Lynch done game plan for that. So they're going to groom the next person, and he's going to pretty much use Robert Saleh's defense to put his little twist on there. You know what I'm saying?
We may as well pick the coach right now. Dan Quinn, I'm thinking Dan gets fired next year because the Falcons ain't going nowhere, and they're going to start to realize it's Dan. We can pick up Dan Quinn.
That's true.
To take Saleh's place.
Hey, that would be nice too, because you know what I'm saying. Man, that would be nice because he's a head coach, and that's another thing to help out Kyle Shanahan. You know what I'm saying? He could give him advice, even though Kyle is a smart guy, but it never hurt to have another voice to help you out.
And also, Dan taught Robert what he knows. So that's what I'm saying. If you could get somebody out of that camp.
He could just come in. He could just come in and just take the cake out of the oven and put the icing on it. You know what I'm saying?
Add to it. Because there's just not that many people that know that setup that are available. See? So I'm I'm wondering what's going to happen with that. Or they promote within the organization. I don't know who's next to Saleh. His right-hand man is who? Kris Kocurek? I don't know if Kocurek. You know what, Jay? People need to understand Robert Saleh is a very intelligent man. That is not a dude that you could just replace. And I knew it 2 years ago.
No,
when everybody. But I'm gonna give a shout out to Trez and Trey. I told y'all Bobby Saleh just needed some tools. You can't build a house with no hammer and no nails and no wood.
Exactly. You trying to build a house with your bare hands. That's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Yes. You need the tools to build you a house, and that's what they did. They built this. They gave him the tools so he can build his house, and he did that. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't have the weapons. We didn't have the pass rusher. You know what I'm saying? That could attack the quarterback. So we was getting eaten up, and so by the time, you know, D Ford would be able to come out there and try to play. I mean, DeForest Buckner.
Yeah.
You know, he'd be tired because he done played so many snaps because he's been out there because the offense wasn't putting
they
up
all
points.
got tired because of the rotation last year. Jay, we got to pull up. I'm gonna go ahead and see you this weekend. All right.
All right, Ronbo. You have a good night. I appreciate you, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. Niners Nation game. Niners game. Bang, bang, baby. Let's get it. Let's get to 6.
We'll get there too, and pretty quick probably. All right, Jay. Have a good night, fam.
You too, brother.
Oh God, I'm seeing. Oh, hey, Wilson. Oh, Wilson. Thanks, fam. Well, Wilson. I just assumed. Okay, Wilson says, Jeff, you need to be quiet. Guys. Okay, but don't kill the messenger. I was just passing the message along. Let's not get into that, though, guys. That could only create a very nasty atmosphere. Anyway, I see Chiefs and Rams in here tonight. All right, we'll see you guys soon. Especially Chiefs. We got some unfinished business. Fam, I'm gonna go ahead and roll on. I'll see you later on in this week. You know this. I can't stand it. Got to talk some ball. And just have a great time. And stay out of COVID's way, please. Just do everything you're supposed to. Boy, Texas boy just now showed up. I'm good. I'm leaving. Hit that like, fam. See you a little later on. Niners!